Welcome, Legion. Today I just want to talk to you guys about what to do when you get injured. And this is also going to include who you should go and see when you get injured. So, it's obviously really unfortunate that injuries are just part and parcel of the sporting environment. It doesn't really matter how well you prepare sometimes, they can just happen. We can just get into awkward positions. Some things are just going to be unpreventable. We will obviously try and control those things that are preventable, but sometimes things just happen, and it can happen for so many different reasons. If you sustain an injury though, my best piece of advice is to be very proactive. You have to take control of the situation now. We also want to see this as an opportunity though. You can use it as an opportunity to get better. You may have a little bit of downtime to work on some things that you might not normally get to work on. So if there were some things that you were lacking in regards to your strength in some areas, or even conditioning in other areas, you can now use this time to specifically focus on those. Because unfortunately, you won't really be able to play your sport for a period of time. So you've got to do everything you can to come back better than you were before. So we want to turn this thing into a positive. This is going to be really important from a motivational point of view as you're moving forward through the rehab as well. Now, when you first get injured, it's obviously important to seek help, first of all. So it might be first aid from your sports trainers at the ground. That might be the very first point of call, and then emergency if the injury is bad enough. But after that, we need to find people who are going to devise a plan to help us achieve our goal of getting back on the field and playing at our absolute best. A lot of people tend to go to general practitioner doctors first, and I actually advise against this, as although they are very knowledgeable, they haven't really specialised in sports injuries, and they'll really only give you general advice that's nice and safe and comfortable, but sometimes the time frames and even diagnosis of injury are a little bit inaccurate, purely because they haven't specialised in that area. People who have specialised in that area are going to be physios and sports doctors. My first point of call is a physio, because physios are really good at being able to delegate beyond their scope as well, if need be. Other than that, they cover the majority of most rehabilitation and injury recovery. If they need a hand from someone, they'll then call upon a sports doctor for extra advice, scanning if we need that, imaging, other imaging, and even just expertise on certain injuries. So it's important to get them involved first. They can be your first point of call. They can now start to devise a bit of a plan for you. They're going to be mainly managing the acute phase. They're going to be your first person that really helps this process of rehabilitation start to tick along. They're also going to be the overseer of the whole process from start to finish. Along the way though, it's important for the for the physio to bring on an S&C, so a strength and conditioning coach. The reason these two work so well is that the S&C understands the levels of performance that you're going to need to get back to return to play and return to your sport. So in conjunction, you're going to have like a little team going in here, a sports doctor, a physio, and an S&C. If you can get a combo of someone, then that's great. If you have a physio that has also done an exercise sports science degree and understands strength and conditioning really well, you're very fortunate, and you have an awesome combination of both, and they'll be able to help you with both. But sometimes it's really good for a physio to focus on the rehabilitation plan and then refer out to a strength and conditioning coach who can help you work on the rest of your body. And this is what I mean by taking an opportunity from an injury, is that if I break my hand, I still have 3 other limbs and a midsection that can be worked. Yes, we might have to modify the program and work around that injury, but everything else can be still worked on, and you can actually make really good progress during this time. So it's good to kind of set separate goals and separate targets outside of the injury itself. There you have it. ideally what we want to do is see the right people at the right times. First point of call is obviously emergency. Get yourself sorted, make sure there's no immediate danger. Then once we know that we're relatively safe, then we can call upon our physios who can devise that plan, use a referral system with sports doctors and strength and conditioning coaches. If you are not getting this in your rehabilitation plan, then you might be getting subpar rehabilitation. Obviously you can risk it and see how you go. Chances are you can get lucky and you get through. Having said that, what we've seen quite a fair bit is that poor rehabilitation is going to equal continuing chronic injury, either the same one or potentially to different areas. The other really good part about having this team is that now you can almost offset. You don't have to think about it. You are letting other people that are experts, that have studied really hard in these areas, to actually take care of you. So just let them do it. Awesome. Thanks for that, guys. Appreciate it.